No te preocupes que vamos a empezar siempre, tú sabes que chequear, chequense.
Okay. Gracias, mi querida, chequense, porque esto se fue tumbling down. What a hot mess. There's gotta be
Wow,
one.
look at
There's gotta
that.
be one in every group, okay? I'm the one.
Así
Okay.
estamos, así estamos.
¿Pero qué es esto? ¡Diantre, gente! ¡Holy shit! ¡Ah!
She hustles in Spanglish.
Okay. Vamos.
Perfecto, perfecto. Oh my God. Well,
Okay.
welcome back to She Hustles in Spanglish. I am your girl, Nileshka.
I think I'm Sully. At this point, I don't know who I am. My favorite color's blue.
And today we're so excited because this episode is extra special. We're not just talking about American Dream 2.0, which is our subject today, but we're making something official, right? So please help us welcome officially a part of our crew, our girl Walita.
Yes.
Let me try something because we're investing. We're investing. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, let's see. No.
No. For those tuning in, that was a real audience. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
We just
We're
missing that.
live. We're live.
Welcome, welcome. Is officially co-host Energy Walida.
I love it. Well, I got my yes, I want to say
You know, I went to Five Below yesterday and they had those little hands. Oh, just buying random things I don't need. Next time I'll
Yeah.
get them.
Next time, let's dress up. Let's add
Oh yeah.
something. Let's add a prop.
I love
Oh
it.
my God. So welcome officially. I love the energy. Let's warm up real quick, right? So rapid fire, but
Okay.
you can explain a little bit, okay?
Okay.
So are you team hustle or team healing? Hmm.
I'm team hustle all day. I don't even think I have to think about it. I I feel like I wake up that way and I go to bed with that same mentality. There's not a moment in my day where I'm thinking about healing myself, and that's kind of scary, right? Like I'm just thinking what I need to do next. Where am I going next? Where am I going? What am I going to do? Where is this taking me? Where am I going? I feel like and it's literally conversations that I have with my daughters where they're always like, man, this she hustles all day, all day. Like that's all she does.
Oh my God, that's true. What about
So
you,
yeah.
Juanita?
I mean, I think that's a Latina woman thing. Like we're always hustling, and then we're forced to remember the healing. It's like that kind of the means with the guy with the sign of like healing. Either because it's a reminder that we got to do it, or either because it's a reminder like we did it. So
Yeah.
that there's the healing.
Oh my God. So I'm a little bit in between, right? Honestly, I am team healing with purpose, right? I still have goals and ambition, but I
Mhm.
am not longer willing to sacrifice, right, my peace to get there,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
it's like the
Oh,
shift in the mentality too, from
Mhm.
being hustling no matter what, right? I just need to achieve goals. I just need to keep moving, pushing myself and everything. But now we are noticing that people understand that the healing aspect needs to go hand in hand
mhm,
to
Mhm.
make it work, right? So antes era puro hustles. Now I'm learning that I need to move with intention.
mm.
Oh, I love that. Then yep, because I think that the healing may have come first before the hustle. Because I think that that's why I was saying about the meme, right? Because I feel like there's moments when we're like, oh my god, I I reacted so much better in that situation than before, and then like there's the whisper of like that's because you healed. So like so you have done the healing, so then you can just focus on the hustle, with intentionality. I love that.
And that's why I hustle all day because I just haven't healed. Let's
We
be
are
honest.
healing.
It's gonna
Yes.
it's gonna take some time for that one, but in the meantime, let's keep hustling.
We are. We're
All right.
moving forward. We're moving forward.
So moving to the next one. If your life had a theme right now, would it
Oh,
be grind mode or rest and reset?
oh, I will
Mm.
say grind mode. It is a little bit sad, but I'm aware, which reflection, self awareness is key to the healing part. But it's a work in progress. I will say grind mode, right? Because I keep pushing myself to get all the goals that I want, which is a list. I have a list. But I should have it more organized and structured. So I think that is what keeps me on the grind mode.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think the rest and reset is for me just because of the work that I do. But if I don't rest and reset, like I cannot be in grind mode. So like I noticed that if I don't follow the routine of the recharge and self care, there is no freaking way that I can go back to you know, power mode next day.
Mm. I'll say I'm in between. Um, I'm going into my 50s in shortly in a short 2 months, and I've been feeling more like my priorities are shifting when it comes to resetting. Meaning I want to take that vacation because I've grinded enough
Mm.
and I want to go on that weekend trip because I need that, I need to come back and think more clearly. I'm already like planning retirement, and I'm like it's in a very short time. What are the priorities at this point, right? Like, do I want to take that trip? Like, the heck with the savings. Like, you know what? Like, the bills are gonna be there, the stuff is gonna be there. And that reset has made me more conscious in like even what I want to purchase.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely.
now I'm thinking like, you know, I want that, but do I need it? No, I don't need it. You know what? I'm gonna spend it. I'm gonna spend it on this weekend. Like these last 2 weekends, I've been in Florida these last 2 weekends, and I'm just like, bye, I gotta go. One was like sporadic. I think I've been to Florida like
Investing.
I've been to Florida already this year like 4 times. That's ridiculous amount of like going to Florida. But
Well,
at this
she
point,
didn't take us. She didn't take
at this
us.
point, if next week somebody calls me and tells me like you want to go, just gonna get in the
I'm
car. I
ready.
don't care. I don't care that gas is $5,000 a gallon. I have to take a loan to get the gas filled.
Oh my God.
I don't care. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
It's building more on experiences, right?
Mm.
Yes,
So investing
absolutely.
on those more than on things. I love that.
Absolutely.
I love
Absolutely.
that. I
Yeah.
really, really love
That
it.
feels it feels good to say that. It feels good to like throw that out there and like let the universe know this is what I'm doing. I don't care.
Well, you talk about money, so I'm wondering, like, when what's one thing that each of you has been prioritizing lately, right? Because you mentioned, money, right? So between money or peace, it sounds like more than money, you are prioritizing your peace.
Mm,
Mm.
absolutely. Absolutely. Because my money has speed
Mhm.
and it can go so quickly, but peace you can keep. So
Yeah.
That's true.
yeah.
Now,
Uh,
I gotta be
yeah.
honest. Um, it's like an in between. If I don't feel financially secure, my peace is not there. Like when you go through your life with struggle, right? To have
Mhm.
stability and you have built, use those building blocks, right, of going to study no matter what, right? We're talking about the grind, we're talking about the
Mhm.
dream of going to study, getting a good
Mhm.
job, moving, getting a house, right? What makes you feel secure, if it's financial stability, in my case, is a big part too.
Mhm. And that
um,
gives peace too. Yeah, absolutely. I
that will
agree.
give you peace. But if we are shifting, in between, it's not money and peace, but stability and peace without the money aspect, right? Talking about wellness overall, I will say peace. But right now, stability for
Mhm.
me is
Mhm.
about being um stable, with my money, with my spending, with my assets. So if I am not, that doesn't bring me peace, right? I'm worried all the time
Mhm. Mhm.
that with the climate that we're having right now, um, you know, all over the world, it's not just a US thing. Um,
No, it's
that I will not be prepared if something happened,
Mhm.
right? And what I will do to move if I need to move, or if what will keep me secure, and if
mhm.
monetarily what I have been building will take me there, right, to that peace. So it's a balance for me. It's in between there. So
I like that because I think that when I compare myself to all the people that I work with, like my schedule tends to be like we will make, jokes about it, but I think that it have got to a point where like, um, it looks like I'm working more when in reality what I'm doing, it's like prioritizing myself and my peace and my health when like I don't go to work exactly at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. or 10 a.m. If I can go at 11 a.m. and then just do some things between patients where I can take a break and then come back, like I'm still doing the work that I'm supposed to. And at the same time, like I am prioritizing my peace. And some days when I need to prioritize myself, my patients are the first ones to say like, good job, you're doing exactly what you're teaching us.
Mhm.
So I like the idea of finding a balance on both, um and in reality keeping the priority of like my piece is gonna be more important than a couple of bucks. So
gotcha. I love it. I love it. So from that money piece, we talk about the dream, right? Of what brings us peace, the grind. But our theme today, the American Dream 2.0, right? What does that mean to you today? Because we were sold an American Dream when we were kids. It was completely different
yeah.
from what we are living right now. So what does that mean to you?
Mm, I I don't listen. I've never been sold on it.
Okay. See, you got a different
So
perspective too.
yeah,
Mhm.
I never have been. I've always, I've always felt like I was brought here completely against my will. It was not, it's not where I even envisioned my life going. So this was my parents' dream, you know, which if I look at it through their lens, then I can tell you that it's real and it's great and it worked out for them. But for me, my American Dream 2.0 is heading back to either my husband's island or my island. One of the two. Like I that's my American Dream 2.0. So I think that it could be different, but I'm just not sold on it. That's all I gotta say about that.
Going back to the roots. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I I don't when I hear the American Dream concept, I don't know, but for me it's like it doesn't stick to our identity, at least as Puerto Ricans. Like I think that I when I hear people from Latin American or like other countries, like it makes sense for them to say American Dream. I feel like for me it's not part of my identity because I've always heard so much of like ni de aquí ni de allá. So it's kind of like very difficult to kind of like identify with the concept.
Mhm,
So I'm always like, you know, like I'm from Puerto Rico and we have our own dreams and each of us have
mhm,
developed our own personalized dream. I think that I think that it had the American dream concept has break a lot of hearts, and I have a lot of people that sit in my office from other countries that they will tell me how they're heartbroken because the American dream is not real. So I can identify with that concept. I think that I creating my own, so I don't connect to that.
mhm. I have to say, I think the American dream, it's more towards people who are not here, who have been sold that
Mhm.
American dream. If you're here and you know what we know, then you kind of know that you have to grind. You're grinding all day. You're
Mhm.
hustling morning, noon, and night. You know what I mean? And what is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you go back to, for example, you go back to like Puerto Rico and you find like people are hanging out, chichoreando all weekend. Like they have carro del año, their houses are nice and pretty. And
Mhm.
they're making $10 an hour. Like, and they're living, and I'm talking about professionals because that's one thing that people don't understand that, and I think that that's a concept that even um people from other countries think that we're so privileged that we are, that we are Americans, right? But that came with a very high price. So,
Which
and
till today we're still
we're
repaying.
still paying that
We're
price.
still
And
paying.
I
Mhm.
that's a topic for
Oh
another
yeah.
what because I could tell you all day, but
Yes.
it's really, I mean, y yo lo digo, a mí no me importa. It's really not American that our electricity is still going. Like, que se va la electricidad y se te pierde todo lo que tienes en la nevera.
Mhm.
And then what? When you are making, and somos lo más pobres. So let's talk about that at another time because we don't want this to get heavy, but
Muchachos, sí. Espera.
that's not what I said.
Dale para atrás, que se
It's
nos va por la cuneta.
yeah.
No, pero
Yes.
going
Hilarious.
to going into the American dream, right? When I was growing up, I grew up in Puerto Rico. I traveled to while I was growing up to the U.S., different states. I live in New York for a little bit, and visit different places too when I was dancing through the Americas, but that's another topic for another day. Uh,
Oh yeah.
but the
People,
thing
she was dancing.
is,
She was dancing.
but the concept per se, when we talk about the American dream, is it's not American dream. It is more around the grinding aspect of the American living, right?
Mhm.
Before, when
Mhm.
we were growing up, they were talking about you need to go to school, you get a job, you get a house, you get your family. And
Mhm.
now we're questioning everything, right? We want purpose, we want flexibility, mental health.
Mhm.
Que no es solo sobrevivir, but actually live, right? What you were sharing, Sully. Your piece right now is, let's go wherever you invite me to go. If I feel to, I want to go there. I just want to build on that experience, have a great time, great story that I can tell people,
Yeah.
and not necessarily think about I am meeting what is structured on this stream, right? Of just
Mhm.
grinding and work, just go focus on the job, on the house aspect, and that will be everything for us, which we know no, it has so many layers, right?
Yeah.
um so that aspect has evolved with time. And Wally, you share about people coming into your office, right, to dishearten, right, very sad about what we were sold, because for them it's very real. They were told, you come here, you do everything that you need to do, and get a
You
good
got
job,
everything.
be a good
Mhm.
citizen, and you have
Check the
everything.
boxes.
You
Mhm.
check all the boxes and you're still not making it,
Yeah.
and you're still, not there where you were promised to be, right? And
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
breaks the full bubble. And now we're rethinking of,
Yeah.
do we want to just fill all the boxes? Will, you know, prioritizing my mental health, being flexible on what my goals are, will keep moving me forward. So it is a
Yeah.
very heavy.
It is because I think that when you talk about that concept of American dream, I think that a lot of people are just like over functioning and over giving and just waiting, and checking the boxes is not gonna fix everything else. So I think that just, burning the boxes and just creating your own, right?
I love
Um,
that. Boxes. Burn them all.
I
That's
don't know.
that's how I live. That's my phone falls because because we're live people, okay?
Oh my God.
Oh. But yeah, crazy. So what do we do now that this American dream has shifted and has moved, and how do you go about it? Like, what are the pros and the cons of the hustle culture? What is this now? Where would you guys take it?
I think right now it means freedom and alignment, right? We
Mhm.
want to be able to get out of those boxes, burn them all, and
Burn them, burn 'em.
find
Yeah.
financial stability, but not necessarily with a work 9 to 5, right? Having control over their time, how you spend
Mhm.
your energy. So yeah, it has shifted. So freedom and
Mhm.
alignment, I think it will be my two words for that.
I
But
have
yeah.
a complete random question. Um, we all have a 9 to 5, right? Do you, Wally? Do you have a hot side hustle?
Apart from being our co-host now,
Do you have a side hustle from this side hustle?
I mean, yeah, I like I like staying active in the community. So people will ask me to do workshops, and I actually have one in a couple of weeks. And just like doing like non you know non-paying non-paying jobs in the community that keeps me happy, because in a way,
Okay.
like it takes that American dream, right? And just like I'm not taking the dream that requires me just to like fragmenting myself to succeed, but just like being present, burning the boxes, and just, I want to be where my whole identity, right, and who I am, right, is enough. So I like the idea of just whatever keeps me happy. That's
Nothing.
that's my mentality all the time. All the time gets me in trouble sometimes, but I do like it.
I'm I'm not a public speaker yet. One day. Ay, Dios mío, sin tumbar el micrófono. One day I will be a public speaker in one of the events. But talking about side hustles, I do have a couple, right? So I have my 9 to 5, which is a love and hate relationship, right? On every job we have our love.
Who
Uh,
doesn't have a side hustle that doesn't say like, I
it's a
quit
love
the
relationship.
job?
Yeah, you think about it in your mind. It's like, let's quit. It's the 10th time that you have mentioned it in your brain. But no, I really love what I do. Right, the environment sometimes shifts, and I think that's why we want to check out early, right?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
outside my 9 to 5, I do work a lot more creatively. So I do video editing. I help people with ad design and build web pages, and it allows me to keep working on my skills. Offer something somebody that is looking an expert on working those things, and provide a service, right? And it really fulfills me creatively because I have more creative license outside of the box of my 9 to 5. And it gives me like more authority too of what I want to do, how I want to do it, which it gives me that freedom feeling, right? I can
Okay.
tell the client about, okay, this is our project, this is how we are going to do it, this is when we are going to be delivering based on your deadlines and what you want to do. And it gives me, that freedom of, I'm making my work. I am putting my time, investing my time, and people are respecting what I'm doing too. Um, so yeah, I do like that part. That side hustle too. And
Mhm.
yeah, I'm co-host here.
Woohoo!
And who knows?
And
I paint
you
too,
didn't
but that's another subject.
you didn't speak about your other side job, which is
Mírame al medio.
being the being the mom and trainer and photographer of Maxi. Let me just remind you of that.
Maxie is our family dog, but don't tell anybody he's more my dog. But just don't tell my family members because.
That's how it happens. That's how I am with my 5 ones. I'm like, they're all
Yeah.
mine. I just love them so much, and they're just they're my other side job.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Yeah, tell from Max. Mila too. Mila, my daughter is in robotics, and she also do volleyball, and she likes to write poems. So being there for all her questions, if she needs practice, I go in there into the court with her. Okay, this is how we serve. Let's practice serving. Let's do this while everything is going on. Same with when she is writing, like she asks questions about how I should structure this, does it sound good or everything. So that side hustle, I love it too, because you see your daughter grow and you see how they think,
Mhm.
and everything is different. But yeah, that's another side hustle that is not counted and paid.
Yes,
Yeah, right. That's not
not
ever
yeah,
counted. And by the
yeah.
way, that side hustle never ends.
Never.
Because
No.
I'm still currently the doctor appointment secretary. I'm
Yep.
still research this university for me. I'm still, hey, can you find out when the deadline is for this? I'm still like I'm still
We're the
all of that.
admins. We're the
And
admins.
Yep. Yep.
I don't have
Never
little
stops.
kids, but somehow I'm still, I
Yes.
still have a side hustle with these three humans who
They don't
have
stop.
decided that they won't let me off the hook just yet. So that's okay.
Yeah, and I think that every step, like every stage, is it's beautiful to be honest. Like I see the one that is turning 17, that I see her, and every time I see her, I'm like, oh man, there's like every stage is a different style also, but it's
Mhm.
it is worth it. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can say I am not a 9 to 5, so my condolences for both of you. I love my surprise, schedule. So just my condolences for both of you. I will stay in my surprise schedule. Keeps me happy. Keeps me happy. But
Mine is never 9 to 5, but on my calendar it says that is 9 to 5.
9 to 5. Yes. No. No. I mean, from a hustle culture, right? Like, do you guys believe that working harder always leads to success? Like, what's your mentality about it?
On my
Mm,
experience, on my sad experience, sometimes I don't think so. I have really worked hard on something, and
Mhm.
just to give like an example, right? You give it your all, not just brainstorming, researching, building a project, and somebody can just come in and give an idea, and everything that you really work hard on, it doesn't move forward. Or all your hard work done in your role, it really, so most of the time, well, I will not say
Mhm.
that is all the time, but most of the time it doesn't move you forward. It's not just only about working hard that will lead you to success. It has other layers. It's involved building a good network. It involves connecting with people. It involves people to know that you want that success, what you really want. So being able to communicate to everybody, these are my clear expectations. This is
true.
where I want to get out of it too. Is what gets you to league success. So, in my opinion, no, I don't
Mm.
believe that working super hard will always lead you to success.
Oof. Yeah.
I agree. 110%. I agree with that. You can be the hardest grinder there is, and there's always somebody who's networked better than you,
Hmm.
who's done the follow up,
Hmm.
who's, who's in somebody's This is somebody's DMs, like, for lack of
Hmm.
better words. There's somebody's DM and you're just like, whatever, because I think not everyone, but me personally, like I'm not the one to be like chasing. I'm not the one to be like getting into somebody's inbox just to get into your inbox, and I'm learning because what it is that sometimes we think that we have to get a very like how do you a very good connection with somebody, right? When I just learned that it's not that. You're not trying to make a really I mean, if it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't happen, what you need to do is tap into their network
That's right. That is
Hmm.
to
so
see
correct.
if you can go into their network and figure it out. And
Hmm.
say, all right, there's got to be somebody in here
Yeah.
who can buy with crazy. Do you like crazy? Because that's not how you really introduce yourself. Like, listen,
Hmm.
I'm off the wall. I'm crazy. I'm not really organized. I don't answer texts for like 4 days.
True.
but I'm a hard
Yeah.
worker.
My
I
working will
hustle.
get done. My working will
You
get
give me
done.
you give me something and I'm gonna make it happen. So, and that's something that not everybody, not everybody, sometimes people want to think that you have the perfect calendar and that you are really organized and that you are really like gonna check all the boxes when I am like I burn the boxes and we're gonna figure this out. But I
Right.
guarantee you that I'm gonna get it done. And
Mhm.
that can nobody work harder than me on that one. Like that's it. But sometimes the networking can get to you because that hard working and that hustle mentality doesn't always happen. So yeah, I don't think I really don't I agree with Nalishka on that one.
I think that what I've heard and what I've seen in myself or, other women in, you know, um, clients, like we talk a lot about, the conflict and the tension, right? Between like what are my, responsibilities, like, the loyalty the family and the culture we can bring sometimes the hustle and the sacrifices versus like the desire of like my individuality and my self-care, right, which brings the healing and boundaries. So I can create that guilt that make us ask those questions. I was like, oh, if I slow down, right, instead of working harder, am I being, am I making my family down, or am I, letting myself down? But also like, if I choose myself, am I being selfish? And I think that one thing that I notice, it's like success can also come from prioritizing myself and just taking a break, right? And then just slowing down. And then when I'm slowing down and I'm just doing something opposite of what I was supposed to work harder, I find myself having like this, moment of realization of like, oh, this is what I can do, right? So slowing down can also lead to success, not only through the hustle of the work, but also the hustle of my own goals as as a human, as a person, right, as a woman. So I like the idea of sometimes, just no, instead of working harder, right? Can I just pace myself and
Mhm.
then see some success in it, which sometimes we don't. And I hear a lot of people struggling with that. Am I letting myself down? I'm letting my family down, right? Am I letting my own goals down? I'm like, no, you're being human, and sometimes just taking step back, slowing things, right? You can work your heart on that so you can
Mhm.
success in other things, right?
Yeah. And going to that, what you're sharing right now is really important, right? We those things that you're bringing up about, that pressure that we're feeling about, I think is how we were brought up, right? As kids and everything. Is that mentality that we need to work hard, right? And I think for the Hispanic culture, it's 100%, it's a culture that hard work is
Hmm.
everything, and we want our work to talk for us. So I used to feel like if I wasn't busy, I was not doing enough, and that create that pressure of, am I really uh, being a good provider for my family, or am I being a good mom? Because
Hmm.
we feel that pressure too when we are working hard and we are hustling and we're doing, all the other goals that we have. That part of being a mom too gets affected, and you have to be more intentional, right?
Hmm.
And I think social media makes it a lot worse too. It's a big
Mm.
part of it, because
Mhm.
now that on this time we're seeing, people with perfect lives, working it out, everything is good. We feel like we're not doing enough, right? That puts a lot more pressure. It creates that silent pressure. So, have you ever felt that pressure to constantly hustle or stay busy?
Before we answer that, right? I wanna say stop for a minute,
Yeah.
90% of the stuff you're seeing in social media is not real.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes. Thank you
That's
very
not
much.
even
Yes.
that's not even people's real face. They have a
Yes.
filter on, by the way.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like
Yes.
you see them and
Mañana vengo
they
rubia.
they look crinkly and you know like I'm serious. Like you have to be so careful. Until she comes back. This
Yes.
is
There
She
she is.
Hustles.
Volví, volví. Estamos live. Ay, Dios mío.
Yeah.
We don't see you on camera, but yes, we hear you.
Let me put the camera. Let me see. What did I move? You know when things are live.
Yeah, that's what we said. That's
Exactly.
what we said. Until you figure that out, social media influence is so
Mhm.
huge.
Yeah.
It's so
Mhm.
huge because we want to have like me and I speak for myself when I say like I'm going into my 50s, right?
Mhm.
And I see these women with perfect bodies and with perfect skin and they're traveling and they're going and they're that and they're this. And I I know some people whose editing game, they should be working for a big company right now.
Yes.
Like, and I'm gonna throw this out here. Like, listen, your your job that you're doing right now, you're focusing in the wrong areas because your editing
Yes.
skills are amazing.
Yes. The
Go,
MVPs.
go
I know.
and come on the mat because I know you don't know none of that stuff.
Yeah.
You just edited it into that post. Like, I personally know. Like, please do not compare yourselves to what you see on social media. Social media is
Mhm.
not real, and that's not real struggles. People are not giving you their from their wake up to their laying down. They're trying
Yeah.
to paint this picture that their life is great and perfect. It's not.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
not in any way, shape, or form. And we should not live by those standards ever. You know what I mean? I always say, like, if, oh my goodness, if I had social media when I was in high school, I would have been canceled a long time ago. They would have canceled me. Canceled me. So yeah, I don't live by those. I don't live by that. It's insanity to me. I don't really care. And I that's probably why I barely post too, because I don't I don't care to let I let you into what I want you to see, not, and if you want to think whatever you want to think from that little bit that you know about me, then that's totally fine too. But I'm not thinking about any s- any anybody that I see posting online because you don't know what's going on in those behind those closed doors. That's scary. That's really, really
It
scary.
is. And there's a lot of people that comes and, and either they are quoting what so and so in social media says, or they're like using the AI and like GPT told me that I have to do this. And I'm like,
Ha
no.
it's even happening in the music world. My
Mhm.
husband loves YouTube. My God, that man loves YouTube. He loves YouTube all day, every day. If he could watch YouTube all day, every day, he would be the happiest guy on earth.
You're back.
Right? Um,
Finally. Finally. That's how you know. We have to
but
just go.
for those of you that don't know, she just threw her computer on the floor, stomped on it, put it right back on, and then she's
Yes.
Mecánica
That's how you
Herodes.
hustle.
happening in the background. That
That's
was
how
my
you hustle.
visual of what she was doing. She was like,
Literal. Mecánica Herodes. O te arregla o ya tú sabes.
"Oh, goodness, I tell you. So going back to Frankie and absolutely loving YouTube. Sometimes he listens to music and he was just telling me about this guy. Oh my God, I wish I knew the name. It's some sort of like Poeta something is his name. And
Mhm.
he had a song that was extremely like not popular back in like 10, 15 years ago, and he just
Okay.
took it out with AI, and it became super, popular now. But now that he has to sing it live, right? Because it was his song, it was his words, but
Yeah.
it now it's different. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, you don't even know. Like, there's also like sometimes that they throw these AI songs like with two artists that you like. Did they collaborate? And when you realize it's not even from the artist, it's just
It's on.
AI. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's
It's insane.
insane.
You don't know. Like I've had so many people saying like you don't even know which one is real and which is not.
No, you don't.
I'm like, yeah,
What
that's
about
scary.
there was an AI that was happening recently that like a lady feeding the bear. Like
Yes, yes. And the baby playing on top of the bear, yeah. And I was like, that is
no.
not
But the
real.
thing is that that's such clickbait, or is it? Where
Yeah.
people get a lot of comments on that, and like you don't
Yep.
realize. Oh, it's crazy. It is insane.
You're back.
Hi again.
Hi.
Hi again.
How was the trip?
We started talking about what I did to the computer, and she was like, let me act up again.
You want to talk about
I'll
me?
show you.
You want to talk about me, huh?
Let me test
Got
you.
it.
Let me test your patience
Yeah.
because
Trying to show you that she's in control. I'm telling you.
she's trying to keep grinding me,
Yeah.
Oh my God. Bueno, yo perdí
Oh,
el hilo.
goodness.
Yo perdí el hilo.
We were talking while you asked if like
Wow.
if we have ever like felt pressure to constantly hustle or stay busy. So but you mentioned the social media, so we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Um
If social media influences the culture
That's
and
true.
yeah.
all
Y yo
that.
como que escuché
And
parte, right, about Frankie and the pages that he likes and everything. So don't worry. Whatever they say is true.
what's in it?
I mean, I think that we all struggle with that, right? Like we all
Absolutely.
struggle with because human reaction, right? Like we're gonna compare it ourselves to others, right? It's like, oh,
Mm.
am I working? Am I staying busy? And I think that I'm liking how now a lot of Latino women, and I feel so proud saying this, but they're like redefining their dreams, right?
Mhm.
And they're more into like, you know what? Can I hustle with boundaries? And because I hate the word BUT, and can I, heal without guilt, right?
Mm.
And I think that that helped redefine the idea of like, I don't have to stay always busy and I don't always have to hustle, right? And if I hustle, then I'm going to hustle, right? With the boundaries of like, I don't need the 9 to 5, or I don't need, this 5, 6 things. I can say no, right? Which is a word that we are always afraid of. I don't anymore. I learned that we can say it and be like, oh my God, thank you so much. I cannot help you with that.
Mhm.
I think that it's something that, that we gotta work,
Mhm.
right? And it starts with the maybe and it stays with the struggles. And then we are more than welcome and more than comfortable to say like, oh my God, that's great. I'm not gonna feel bad about it. And I'm still gonna say no because I enjoy hustle for this time and that's it, right? So we have learned to redefine
Mhm.
that, right? We don't need to be always busy or we don't always have to be hustling. We could just run things in our own rhythm, depending of, where
We
we
don't
are
always
each
have
day.
to be yes people.
Mhm.
I used to be a yes girl.
Me too.
Ah,
Yeah.
Me too. I
Yes.
learned the hard
that's our
way.
Oh,
that's our
I
childhood,
learned.
ma'am. That's our childhood. That's another
Yeah.
thing for another episode.
That part.
Yes.
But
And
yes.
and now it's like I'll let you know
Mhm.
because it's really hard for me to say no still. So let me let you know. Really means no, but let me let you know because I'm gonna now sit on it. I'm gonna think about it. Then I'm gonna say, okay, you know what? No,
Sully, but you're in
I can't.
process. You're in process.
It is.
Eh,
I don't
Hey,
feel
Good.
it's been a long 50
I
years.
have
Yeah.
I said I had an awakening, right? Working I have two close colleagues that work with me. Um on everything that I do most of the day, right? I don't have a full team per se. I work mostly by myself, but I have two colleagues that I call them my A team, right? We don't even need to say how we're gonna make it happen or what everybody will do to make a project work or an event or anything. We just know, right, what everybody needs to do. And um how I started that relationship with one of them, I told her one time, like, I used to fear you. I see you, how you interact with people and everything. And um I was like afraid of looking bad in front of you or saying something wrong or you know how your persona is. But right now I feel like we're twins on a lot of stuff. Like we think the same way. I got to understand, there's so many layers behind it. And part of the things that she showed me and that I'm proud to say is to say no. I don't say that I don't feel guilty sometimes because I was always saying yes. My intention all the time is trying to help people, right? So if I want to help people by saying yes, I will be available for them all the time, right? But what you were sharing too, Walida, right? Those boundaries, those lines that we need to put, if we don't put them in place
Mhm.
early and we always say yes, at some point we're going to be so overworked or so burned out for always taking in a lot of stuff that a lot of stuff will get dropped too, right? So if we're talking
Mhm.
in terms of work per se, right? Saying yes all the time, at some point your brand will be damaged because you won't be able to deliver on something. If you were talking about your personal life, it gets affected too, right? If you want to be an effective
Mhm.
friend and if you want to be a good mom and a partner, you got to communicate what you can and cannot do too. So saying yes all the time to make the other person feel like, okay, she got a handle, she's going to do that or whatever, at expense of feeling bad yourself. Also, the
Yeah.
possibility of not delivering what the other person is needing is hard. So I learned from her saying no. And what I took out of it is like I just don't say no and just leave it there, right? If I know somebody that might help them or a resource that they can use by themselves, I will offer it to, right? I'm not just leaving you with the no. I'm letting you know that I
Mhm.
cannot do it. It's not possible
Mhm.
right now at this moment, but this is what you can do by yourself too, right? So shifting that
Yep.
no of not just saying no, right? Because if you tell me, Mileshka, I need you to come here tomorrow because you're the only one that can fix this, and I just tell you no, how would you feel? Like she's just leaving me in the gutters,
Thank you.
hanging completely
Yeah.
alone when I was expecting her to say yes and do
Mhm.
this. But if I tell you, I cannot do this at this moment, this is what is going on, but this is what you can do yourself, I give you a tool too, right? I'm not leaving you hanging. I'm giving you an option on, she cannot deliver, but I feel confident on what she told me. I will be able to deliver myself.
Mhm.
But it's important
I love
saying
that.
no. Like I have seen it
Absolutely.
a lot of times when I have mentees that are yes people too. And early on the conversation, that's one of the things that I say. We cannot say yes to everything. And some of the things that they share is, oh, but if I don't say yes to everything, I'm not including on conversations. I'm not feeling relevant. I am not working in a lot of different projects and stuff.
But what they don't see behind and is that mentality of staying busy and looking busy and saying yes to everything. At some point, when you don't deliver, they won't remember that you were doing great with all the things on top of you. What they will
Mhm.
remember is the time that you say yes
Yep.
and you didn't
Exactly.
deliver. And you're
Yep.
putting added pressure on yourself and harming yourself by saying yes to everything.
Yep. That's important now. You're saying no to them, but you're saying yes to yourself.
Mhm.
So, sometimes it's going to be important to establish that. But I do like what you said, right? Saying no as I am not
Mhm.
available for you, then yet again, thankfully, I'm not the only one
Yes.
capable of doing this. Like, here's a list of people, right? Here's a list of resources, networking. I love that.
I love it. I see you thinking, Suli. I see you thinking.
I'm like, no, because I'm a work in process when it comes to that. Like and I'm telling you, I've changed so
Mhm.
much because
Yeah.
of that. And I've taken so much less stress because I'm no longer, and it wasn't always, when it came to my professional, part of it was more in my personal life.
Mhm.
Saying yes to
Everything.
everything, saying yes to, and carrying so much and not really being able to delegate to my family and my partner and and everyone else around me. It was more like, oh sure, oh sure, oh sure. Even small things like, can you take me to the airport? No, really, no, because I have 3,000 things to do. But yes, I'll take
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean? And then resentment comes with that.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So because, and that's not the other party's fault, is your own,
Yeah.
because you're a yes person. So yeah, that's a
And
lot
that's a
to
working
unpack when it
process
comes to
for
that.
everybody, Sulis. It's not just you.
Mhm.
And like I share, it's a mentality most part of the Latino community too, from what I have been experiencing,
Hmm.
and is saying yes, right? And that mentality of
Yeah.
being available all the time, saying yes to everything, like you share, not only at work but also for your family. And I don't say it's not hard; it's really hard. I had a conversation like yesterday with my mom and my partner about, it's hard knowing that the person needs you to do something, but you gotta say no, because then you
Mhm.
are breaking that cord or what you really need as a human being to be able to
Hmm.
help them for real in something different.
Mhm.
And those are hard things because you're feeling
Mhm.
like, I'm oh my god, I don't want to say no, but I have to. If I don't say
Mhm.
no, I'm not being truthful to myself.
Mhm.
And it really is a lot of work, and it will really take time.
It does. It takes a lot of time, which is why I feel like that's my happy place to say, let me get back to you on
Yes.
that. Because it'll bring me
The
to
reflection
thinking,
part.
can you really say yes to
Mhm.
this? Or should you say, listen, I'm gonna do 3,000 things. I really can't at this moment. You know what I mean? And then that person can make other
Yeah.
plans, or that person can, find another way, or figure it out.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times it's just them not figuring it out on their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I
That
get
is so
it.
true. Well, I think we
I
have
don't-
we have talked about a lot on all these answers and conversation about the pros and cons of hustle culture. We talk about a little bit of what healing means in the context of success, but we also talk about how important is mental health when pursuing our goals, because we need to be truthful to ourselves.
Mhm.
um we need to make it possible. So I think slowing down, like you're sharing, solely reflecting, I like that strategy of let me get back to you, because that is a
Hmm.
transition, right? You are working towards okay, let me analyze first to say yes or no, because I will have the space to be honest with myself and then offer a truthful reflection back,
Mhm.
an answer that will reflect me. And that is a great strategy. Uh, I think slowing down can definitely help us achieve more in the long run, like you were sharing. How slowing down looks for you in this mentality, Sully? I
Uh,
know you. I can say, Sully, let's go tomorrow to a trip, and you will say, "Let me get back to you," when you will go to a trip.
I, I, I literally, I know, Alan, when it comes to trips right now, this is my mentality.
Yes, it's
I
a
have
yes.
time. I have time. I haven't taken on my vacation at work.
It's
I'm
just let me
going.
shift something here and there. Let's meet each other
Yeah,
at the
let me
airport.
move some things. Let me speak to this person. I got you. I'm going. Yeah, I think I think my shift has moved, right? Um I'm I'm moving more rapidly, but that's because early on my career, I chose my girls first.
Yeah.
And that is was a personal choice completely. It was, do I continue living this American dream, or do I make myself fully available to drop off at high school and pick up at high school and drop off, to sports and pick up and not have to worry about telling anyone, hey, I'm going to be there. So I took a hiatus from my professional life and I have absolutely zero regrets. But right now, my girls are, they're living their fantastic adult lives, right? Um, and now it's my turn to kind of rapidly get to what I have missed with some sort of balance, right?
Hmm.
Because
Mhm.
let's be honest, like I need a little bit of balance too, because I don't want to do all that because now
Of
I'm
course.
old.
Yeah.
Now
But
I'm
I
old,
love.
and my bones hurt. Like, it's not even about like, it's literally like I can't even get out of the chair the same way I used to. I have to pivot. But that was the choice, and absolutely, I don't regret any of it. So, you know, achieving more in a faster track, but with that balance that at the end of the day, we are all in this checkout line, and I've heard
Mhm.
this. We're all in this checkout line. We just don't know when our number is next. So before that number comes and I check out, I want to make the best and I want to leave something behind that, and rest assured I know I've done that.
Hmm.
Like, I if my checkout number is tomorrow, I know that I left with at least with my girls. I know that I left a lot that is going to impact them and they're going to take with them forever, so I'm good. So I know that number, could be any minute, right? We don't never know. So I'm going to make the best of it. I got to balance and I got to achieve just a little faster.
Which I love. I always tell you, you always inspire me too as a mom, right? Mine have 9 years old. And if it's something that everybody knows around, my professional life, personal life, is that my priority always is her. Like, I have left events, early. I have to pick up my daughter. Don't put meetings on this time because I need to pick her up. I have a
Mhm.
game that she's putting. I know not
Yeah.
everybody have that same flexibility because let's be honest, not everybody can adjust the full time of their work. So they might need to take hiatus. They might need to take time off if that is their priority in their life. But if I had to, I don't think I will regret it either. Like being so present is so impactful in the life of children, right? They're
Yeah.
developing the way of communicating, expressing themselves, the way that they're thinking, feeling supported or not, their personalities are evolving, and being present and feeling that support coming from us is so important, so important. So if I was not able to be flexible with my time, I think I will take that time off too, because my priority has always been her. Like when I moved from Puerto Rico to the US, to North Carolina, my mentality was that, like, I know she is small, she will learn the language, she will adjust, but I know she will have better opportunities right now here that I can offer her in Puerto Rico. And our goal always is being working towards of going back to Puerto Rico. I want my daughter to study where I study too. Like I'm not thinking about Harvard or any other university that is not the University of Puerto Rico. La crema de la crema. Eh, Jerezana de corazón. Eh, no shade to all the other universities, but you know what? That's mine, and my experience and everything. I think it is a complete experience of one of I am seeing, participating, and going to colleges right now. Like, I was able to be part of a group from work that went to a college, right? To open, oh my God, internships to people that are almost going to graduate or graduating this year, and talking about their experiences look completely different than mine. You know, I'm a very I'm like a unicorn on the experiences of colleges. Like when my peers and everybody talk about college life, they talk about um using student loans. I didn't need to use a student loan because I use Pell, right? And I use other grants that were available for me at that time. And I was really, really grinding to get my my um my BA at that time in Puerto Rico. And it was not easy, but and I know not everybody have the same experience. My thinking right now is, does my daughter will have the same chances and everything? So going and talking about the experience, not only I'm learning a lot more about the culture here and how universities, their experiences here to support, and it is completely different. I hope that when my daughter goes to college, I will be there too. My grandpa was there for me. He went for my first day of college with me too. He's like, I'm gonna go there and go to the conference and see the campus with you and everything. I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be that for my daughter, and it's a memory that I will always remember. So, but I know flexibility is not for everybody, though.
Definitely a core memory.
It is.
Definitely.
It is.
But that's something also we really need to talk about that. We need to like put a whole episode on college experience because it is such a difficult hurdle,
Mhm.
especially if you are a first generation
Yes.
college
Yeah.
Latino. So, but with that, a Latino has to go through a lot of hurdles to get to because sometimes high school counselors are not even giving them the
Yeah.
opportunity.
That's
Okay.
true.
And me, for example, I was never even spoken to about college. It was assumed that I wasn't gonna go.
Mhm.
So another topic, but what's one thing you stopped doing to protect your peace?
Stop doing to protect my peace. Well, I think I share it was saying yes to everything. I stopped saying yes to everything and to everybody. How about you, Alita? That's something that you stopped doing to protect your peace.
Um, Comparing what other people, what people expectations has of me versus the ones that I have for myself. Like I think that, yep. I think that at some point, it was like, that sounds great, but that's not me. And, and I'm pretty sure that as humans, we always have an idea of a perspective of a perception of someone else. And I was like, those are great expectations for you or for anyone else, but not for me.
Yeah.
And that helped a lot. Same with the boundaries. I think that boundaries for me were uncomfortable because we weren't, I was never told boundaries. And then I was like, oh, wait, this is something great. And long run, I'm going to be extremely happy. And I am. So that was great. That was awesome.
Oh my god.
I love that.
Oh my god. And there's so much that we can keep talking on this subject.
I know. I'm telling you, this. You go into for those out there listening, right? You go into the expectations of like what we're gonna talk about, right, during this episode, and you kind of like wanted to flow, and then
Mhm.
you try to come with some structure because we can't really like
Yeah.
completely wing it, right? But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it
Has
just
their own
seems so
flow.
deep
Mm-hmm.
that we could be here, like because it brings us to another topic and it brings us to something else. So
Yeah.
if you're listening, if you're watching, it is a great way to give us what is it that you want to talk about
That's true.
next. Do you want to hear about the expectations of being in college and what you're gonna bump into? I have great experience because I've taken 3 through it. You know what I mean? And we've had hurdles, and I'm talking about hurdles where I am calling everybody in the university.
Everybody. Everybody.
Everyone in the university, and I'm like, listen, this moves or I'm coming to Jersey. Like I'm literally like I'm coming down
We're gonna
there.
know each other
So
personally.
no, seriously. No, and that's really one thing that now my daughters know, that the minute I'm like, well, you take care of her, I will. And then that they're like, okay,
Let
we
me go.
got it,
Let me
mom.
go. My mom is coming.
Because they know that I will drive, and I will drive. I drive to Jersey like I'm going to the mall. I will drive to Jersey, and I will be there Monday.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
don't worry about it.
Well,
So
oh Jesus.
yeah, so let us know what do you want to hear from us, right? Is there some specific topic
Mhm.
that you want to hear about? What interests you? What hard things are you going through? You know what I mean? Whether you're Latina or you're not,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
what are the things that you want us to bring into the table? So it's really important to us. We can talk to Will Blue because we trust me.
And I think the hustle piece is not just for Latinos. I think everybody can identify with the hustle culture. So
Absolutely,
Oh yeah.
absolutely. And hustle culture is hustle culture. You know what I mean? And younger and younger people are hustling earlier.
that's true.
You know,
Well, I do have
so
a question for everybody to bring us
yes.
home with our reflection today. If your current mindset was a slogan, what would it be?
I know this.
You know
I
it?
know this because yes, I know this because I have a list of tattoos, and there's this phrase that I have in my mind that describes my mindset. Now let's not talk about the past, but it's like, it's like slaying dragons while reclaiming wholeness.
Oh my God, I love that one. Wait, I need it in a shirt.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God.
Wait, copy paste.
We can just have like a tattoo.
Let's do
It can be
it.
that one.
I'm down.
I love it. It'll be my first one.
I love it. I love it. I think mine, it will be move with purpose. But it's not as cool as Juanita. I'm ending now.
No, I'm telling you, this listen, in this episode now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she completely she slayed that like a dragon. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for coming to Join us again next
Oh
week.
my God. Well, we're building a life where success feels good too. So I think it's a balancing between hustle and healing. I know we're gonna come back with another new episode. Hope you tune in, invite your friends, share with colleagues. I would like to thank everybody for tuning into She Hustles in Spanglish. Once again, welcome to the crew, Walita, and everybody can see her on the next episodes. We're so excited. You got some reminders for our audience, Sully. Let's give them the recap, what they need to do if they want to listen more of us.
We're in a lot of platforms.
True.
So Instagram, follow us there so you know when the next episode is coming. We are on Spotify, so clock it like the little girls.
Don't forget.
It's crazy because it's supposed to be okay. So my daughters make fun of me. It's supposed to be like this, right? And I send them videos, and I'm like, okay. I think this is cuter.
I like that version. We make it a trend.
I'm fancy.
We can make it a trend.
And YouTube, right? We're on YouTube too.
True.
So yeah, come hear us, share with your friends, and let us know what you think, and what's next.
Perfect. So like, share, and share this episode with your hustle besties, right? Who needs to be reminded to rest too.
Yes, rest.
Mhm.
And don't say yes all the
That
time.
part.
Stop it.
No. Yes.
and whatever Wally said before, okay?
Slay dragons. Don't
Slay
forget
dragons all day, all week. Bye.
Bye.
Well, bye everybody. Tune in for our next episode. Have a good one.
Decir y qué decir y cómo ser feliz. Me quiero ver libre y decidiendo mi camino como Rick and G. La Nina Simon en el show de aquel país. ¿Sabes lo que digo? Shehul es la manera en cómo dejaremos huella en el honor a la mujer que soy.